Hello, everyone, and welcome to Big Rodge Talks Hardball. Welcome to Wednesday, December the 4th. Another great day. Some of you high school kids are sitting around and doing a bunch of nothing, and some of you are getting prepared for high school baseball tryouts here in about 6 weeks. Today, we're going to be talking about JUCO route. Some of you are sitting, getting ready. You're a senior in high school and you haven't gotten the offers that you want, and you think, I think I'm just going to play JUCO. Well, let's talk about exactly what that entails and just how difficult that task might be so that you get a clear understanding of the JUCO route. I'm going to start here in the state of Georgia so that you can get a true understanding of junior college baseball in Georgia, and then I'll bounce around to what it looks like in some other states. So here in the state of Georgia, our junior colleges have to raise their own money for scholarships. So the rules are with the NJCAA, you can have 24 full scholarships. Okay, it's different than NCAA D1 and D2 and all, NAIA and all that stuff. This is a whole different ball of wax. It's a different organization. They have nothing in common with each other. This is 2-year community college programs, and the governing body is the NJCAA. So you want to go the JUCO route in the state of Georgia. So you have to understand that the Georgia schools raise their own scholarship funds, and most of them have 3 to 5 full scholarship allotments, money-wise. Maybe a couple have 6. And so you have to understand that they don't have a lot of money to invest in you. And none of the schools in Georgia have the full 24. Georgia Perimeter, and back in the day, had that. And they're no longer a junior college here in the state. And I think maybe Middle Georgia was close. But most of the time, they're pretty short on scholarships. So 5 to 7 full scholarships. It's a dollar amount. They take that money and they divide it up amongst however many players they want to bring in. So typically in the state of Georgia, these teams are bringing in anywhere in the fall 30 to 50 players. And basically it's just a Wild West shootout to see who's going to make the team and who's going to make the travel squad at the end of fall practice heading into the spring. The attrition rate is really high. I'd say 50% of the players that go out usually end up not making the grades or deciding baseball's too tough to practice every day, or the coach gets upset with them and they don't end up on the team. So they start with 40 or 50 guys, and by the time the season gets here in January, they have 25 to 30 on the team. Now, our league here in Georgia, the GCAAA, has got Gordon College in it, East Georgia, Georgia Highlands, ABAC, South Georgia State College, and Andrew College. And those 6 schools compete for the conference championship every year, and only one school gets to go to the regional play. All right, so they usually play Tennessee. Most of the time it's Walter State. They play a 2 out of 3 series to see who has to go to Grand Junction to the NJCAA World Series. And so you're in a position here in the junior college level in Georgia to win your state title, play a 3-game series, and go to Grand Junction, which is not a bad deal. It's a little tougher down in Florida with the competition level. But the downfall for the state of Georgia is they don't match up scholarship-wise with the Panhandle, Florida. All those schools have 24. Most of the schools in Alabama do. A couple over in South Carolina, and those Tennessee schools usually have full allotment of scholarships. So it makes it tougher here in the state. So I just want you to understand that you're not going to get $10,000 to go play junior college baseball, and you're not going to get a bunch of gear. You're going to buy your gear. They don't have any rules as far as practice goes. They can practice 7 days a week. They can play, I think, 20 games in the fall, and I think they play 50 games in the spring. And so you're going to play 70 games. You're going to practice every day, and it's going to be weight training, a lot of times on your own, and all the off-season stuff that you do. So it's a very difficult route, but it could be a very productive route for you too, because A full disclaimer: both of my sons have played in that route. My oldest son ended up playing at a Division I school after 2 years of junior college, so it's been a good route for a lot of players to get on the field and get some playing time and give them a chance to put up numbers. They might have been missing some tools in high school. Maybe they didn't run that great. Maybe they, didn't throw that great, or maybe they were just a hitter and couldn't do anything else. So it gives them a chance to show what they can do. It's sort of like rookie ball in the pro level, where you've got to put up numbers and you got to stand out to advance to the next step. In our state, the majority of the guys end up playing at the Division II level after junior college. A few go on to Division I. Some of the guys end up in the junior college or NAIA levels here in the state of Georgia, maybe an academic situation where they don't qualify to go D1 or D2. A handful may end up in the D3 league. But overall, I'd say the majority end up in D2, or a lot of guys just don't continue to play after their 2 years. Now let's talk about Florida for a minute. So in Florida, it's a little more competitive. There's like 38 schools that play junior college baseball in the state. Most of the kids in Georgia are really familiar with the Panhandle of Florida. They have 24 scholarships. All of those places have really good facilities, and it's just a little different atmosphere down there. So they have the ability to attract generally higher level players because they have 24 full scholarships to offer. So they, you can go down there and get 2 years. Now understand, their rosters are only 25. They got 24 scholarships, 25 players, and so their rosters are smaller, but they're also a lot more competitive as far as making the team. And in the last few years, I think Chipola's won 2 national titles, and Northwest Florida has won 1 national title. And so that league is really tough. It's got Pensacola State, which has been at the bottom of the league, and they're starting to get a little better. And you got Gulf Coast Community College, you've got Tallahassee Community College, you've got Chipola, and you got Northwest Florida State. So the Florida situation is a lot different than Georgia. I'd hope Georgia could get up to speed here, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon, with a lot of schools being merged into 4-year programs over the last few years and so forth. And then over in Alabama, you basically got the same scenario. Most of those schools have 24 scholarships. I don't think they pay for housing over there, but they have a higher scholarship allotment. So you have some kids from Georgia going over to CVCC over there just across the line from Columbus, and you have, I think, over there in Phoenix City, Alabama, and you have some of those guys in the southwest corner of the state going over to Lurleen, Wallace, and Dothan, and all those places down there to play. And so it's a little tougher on the Georgia junior colleges to compete with the scholarships offered in Panhandle, Florida, and Alabama. Now, in the state of Tennessee, if you're a resident, I think junior college now is free tuition. So they have a big recruiting advantage up there because they can use their scholarship money on out-of-state players, because their in-state guys have free tuition. Over in South Carolina, you got Spartanburg Methodist that usually has a pretty good allotment of scholarships. And then a couple of the other schools, Florence Darlington Tech has been pretty good. USC Sumter, not bad. And, it's just kind of a hodgepodge over there in South Carolina too, much like Georgia, when, the scholarship allotment varies from school to school. So if you're a player in the state of Georgia looking to go the JUCO route, first on your list, you got to understand it's not a cakewalk. Second is you're going to have to get a lot of information on your own because the resources are limited. Third, you got to get used to practicing quite a bit. They don't have any rules, and you're going to practice and train more than at any other level. And four, you got to be ready for to battle it out and fight your way through the pack to make the team, because there's going to be a lot of kids out there trying out for the team in the beginning. Now, like I said, grades and guys quitting and attrition takes care of many of that, but you got to be able to climb through and weed through the initial pack, and so you have to get yourself prepared to play on that level. I hope this information was valuable for you. Look forward to joining you guys again tomorrow. Don't waste a day. It's no days off around here, and you can't waste any time prepping to get yourself ready to play at the next level. You guys have a great day, and we'll be talking to you again soon.